This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Ito ay ikaw. Ikaw ay may edukasyon. Ikaw ay may pagkain. At ikaw ay may tahanan. Maginhawa ang iyong buhay. Ito naman si Michelle, 16 na taong gulang, at siya'y naninirahan sa payatas. Mahirap ang buhay dito. Imbis na manika ang dala, ang mga bata ay naghahakot ng basurang maibebenta. Kahit na ito'y mapanganib at marami nang natatabunan at namamatay. Noong undoy, nasira ang bahay niyang munti at nawala ng trabaho ang ina. Wala na silang bahay. Wala na silang pangkakain. Hindi na sila makapag-aral ng kanyang mga kapatid. Karapatan ng edukasyon. Ngunit sa mundo natin ngayon, 121 milyon ang di pumapasok sa isang dahilan, kahirapan. Lalamanan na lang ang tiyan kaysa lamanan ang kaisipan. Kakayod muna para makaraos bago kumayad para sa kinabukasang maayos. Karapatan sa kanila'y pinagkait ng kahirapan at buhay na mapait. 1 bilyong musmos na nakararanas ng bangungot ng kahirapan. Paano na kaya ang ating kinabukasan?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Philippines Uncut. I'm your host, Buddy Kunana. Now, in this show, we talk about everything under the sun, and tonight is about education. Specifically, education as a force for social change, education as a means for empowerment, and education, more importantly, as a way to end poverty. And joining us now is a guest who will talk about his very inspiring story and his novel approach to promoting and spreading education to the underprivileged and the poor. Joining us is Dr. J. Arsenia. He is the founder of a very interesting concept called Education Under the Tree.
Okay.
Good evening, Dr. J, and welcome
Good evening,
to Philippines
Consol. I am Dr. Agustin Nunez Arsenia. Call me Dr. J.
Dr. J, okay. Now, you know, Dr. J, that video we showed earlier, just before we came on,
Yes.
was a teaser, really, and to give the audience an idea of, you know, the problems being faced by the Philippines. And
Yes.
really, we have massive poverty,
Correct.
massive unemployment. We also have, you know, a lot of people who are not educated, who are undereducated. And so education is really a big challenge for all of us.
Yes,
Now,
correct.
before we talk about our topic tonight, which is education under the tree, let's talk about your background. Dr. J, tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay. Again, I am from Iloilo. For the audience, I am an Ilonggo by heart. But right now, I'm here in Manila. And of course, I am also a graduate of education. And I got my master's from University of the Philippines and my PhD in management from International Academy of Management and Economics. And right now, I'll be 3rd year in the College of Law.
Okay. So you are you have a philosophy.
Yes, PhD in management.
Master's degree.
Master's degree.
Yes, and a PhD in management.
Yes.
And then your undergrad is education.
Education, yes.
Okay. And previously, because what kind of work did you do?
Okay, I am the school administrator of University of the Visayas in Cebu.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And of course, I am the one who oversee the entire university. Okay, giving you know some management applications and the rest for the entire university.
Yes.
So it's really a challenge for me.
Now,
Yes.
what got you into education? I mean, into this advocacy of education. Have you been involved in this, let's say, for a long time already?
Okay. As a founder of Education Under the Tree, I started at July 29, 2012. So I started it actually with children, with 3 kids, street kids, and eventually it rise to 150.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in your experience as an educator, and you're based in Visayas and you've traveled around the country,
Yes.
what is lacking, or what is the main challenge facing our education system here in the Philippines?
I think in terms of universities here in the Philippines, I think we're also considered as top ranks university. I mean, in terms of educational system, I mean, we will not be far behind with the rest of the schools.
No, but-
yes,
But my question is, what is the problem facing our education industry, our education system in the Philippines
okay.
in general?
Basically, it is inequalities in terms of education. Because, of course, there are lots of people who are educated right now, but there are still millions of street kids, of little children who are not in the education, they're not in the institution right now.
Yes.
Why? Because of poverty. I can say it's poverty. Because look at, around Manila, your heart will really sings as if it's really a big problem
Yes.
as a founder of Education Under the Tree.
Yes.
So how could we maintain, how could we solve that one? So
Yes.
I think it's in our own little way.
In fact, in my opening spiel, I said education is a force for social change,
Yes,
a
correct.
tool for empowerment, very important empowerment,
Yes.
and a way to end poverty. And it's such a vicious cycle. When people don't have the skills or don't have the proper education, then they're locked in a cycle of poverty, in a cycle of suffering.
Yes.
That's why for me, I really believe that education is the key to improving our society, to,
Yes.
to making things more equal, more level for everyone, for more equal opportunity for all Filipinos. Education is really key. Now, when you talk about the great equalizer, and we've heard about that education being a great equalizer, what comes first in your mind when you say education is the great equalizer?
I think as an educator, I have to walk my talk. That's basically the first thing I have in mind. I have to walk my talk. Because as an educator, I don't want to see anyone who is uneducated being abandoned, being marginalized in
Yes.
such manner. So I am here in my own little way, giving them a little solution for this big problem. It's actually, it's a global concern, but locally, we have to act it locally at the same time.
Now, interesting name, Education Under the Tree.
Yes.
Why did you call it this,
Is-
very interesting name?
Yeah, it's basically under the tree.
Okay.
It's physically under the tree. That's basically my idea.
You mean, okay.
No room at all.
No classroom
No classroom at
sessions?
yes,
Okay.
yes. No classroom at all because I wanted to for the students to to have the fresh air, to breathe them under the tree because oxygen is there, everything is there.
No, but I mean, wouldn't you think that it's sometimes not conducive to learning when you have classes, let's say, not in a classroom session, but I mean, okay, when you say it's under the tree, you say you hold your classes outdoors.
Yes,
And when you
outdoors.
say
Yes,
outdoors,
correct.
what are we talking about here? I mean, it's nice if you hold it under the tree, but
Yes,
as you
yes,
mentioned,
yes.
I mean,
Sometimes
do you
there
hold
are
it
also-
out in the street as well,
Yes,
or
yes,
in
yes.
in public places, public
Yes.
spaces.
Mm.
Like, give us some examples.
Okay, for example, when I was still in Cebu, because I started this one in Danao City in Cebu, I have this one near the City Hall where there are lots of trees there. So we just have our sessions there.
Yeah.
We just have our, sometimes when we have the feeding program, I just let the students, let the street kids line up and
Yeah.
then just give them something like that. But in terms of formation, I am giving them physically under the tree.
Yes.
I am giving them drawing sessions. I am giving them some values formation at that. So basically it's there. But if there are, there is a rain or something, of course it's difficult in our part, but that's really life.
Yes, I think we have some photos
Yes,
that,
yes.
that you brought, and in the meantime, we can show here. Okay, these are some of the photos you sent us, Dr. J.
That's in Ermita, in El Guerrero Street in Ermita, in front of U.S. Embassy,
So
just
your
across the U.S.
This is the
Embassy.
actual session
Yes,
that you hold with
that was
street kids
that was second.
in front of the U.S. Embassy.
Yes, in front of U.S. Embassy. That was in Danao City in Cebu.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And as you said, under the trees, and you can see it's very rustic, very
Yes,
provincial
correct.
setting here.
These are actually the pioneer students. These are my pioneers.
The first
kids.
batch.
Yes,
First batch.
Yes.
Okay, talagang mukha siyang bukid talaga.
Yes, yes. And that's my logo, Education Under the Tree. That's 2012.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this one I'm giving them, sessions, formations.
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting, interesting. It looks like, I mean, almost like you're having a chat with them.
Yes,
Just a chat
yes,
with them,
yes,
but
a
you are
chat.
actually teaching them, no?
Okay, that's yeah, that's one of their works.
Yeah. So you have art classes. you
Art
have,
classes, yes, yes. Oh, okay.
Very nice, very nice. And this is also in the Visayas, I think.
Yes, that's yeah. These are volunteers from one of the universities. It's
Okay.
Cebu Technological University.
Very nice. No,
Yes.
so Dr. J, the concept of the before this, where did you get the idea to have this sort of outdoors impromptu improv
Actually,
classroom session?
I can't recall because when I started this idea, I just have it plainly that it's education under the tree. I haven't browsed in the internet. I haven't browsed from other resources that I have also do it my own. But of course, I have also in mind when remember that Mr. What's the name of the CNN Hero awardee? We
Yeah.
have what's the
Okay.
name? Efren Piña Florida.
Yes,
I
yes.
got the idea
That's the
from
CNN
him.
Hero of the Year,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
something like that.
Yeah.
I got idea from him, and of course a motivation from Dr. Josette Talamirabillo,
Okay.
one of the awardees during the Entel something in 2004. I got these two people in my mind, but of course I have also to do it in my own unique way, in my own unique manner. So I started with this education under the tree.
Okay, what is your objective here? I mean, okay, like, let's talk about target market, target audience
Yes.
for this. Which kids are you trying to help here? I mean, how old are they?
Okay.
What levels in
Yes,
school?
yes. I start it's 3 years old until high school.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, and even
That's a broad
college.
range,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
broad
broad
range.
range. And the unique thing with this is it's not only for kids. I actually encouraged and enjoined also the parents of the street kids because I wanted them to be a part of my formation.
How does that work? Okay, so you bring these kids together, and
And then
ideally the parents are there.
The parents are
Okay.
no. The parents when I started that one in Cebu, I have 1 o'clock to 3 formation for little children, and
Okay.
3 o'clock to 5 for the parents.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So
yes,
I mean,
yes.
you have So what you're saying is that you have tutorials for the
Yes.
kids and the parents as well.
And they have the mother's class and the father's class as well.
What are those things? Mother's class and father's class.
Okay. For mother's class, I remember we have foreign language during the time. I have one volunteer teacher teaching Spanish for mothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably that's one of the things. Yeah, something like that.
Yes,
Because
yes.
I wanted them to learn also. Because I know that despite their lack of education, probably it's not too late for them to learn something.
No, okay. So the kids take up basic math.
Yes, basic math, English.
art, maybe.
Yes,
things like
yes,
values
yes,
formation.
yes,
What
yes,
do you teach the parents? You mentioned Spanish.
Okay.
What else do you teach the parents, and how do you determine what
It's
the
ac-
parents need?
Yes, basically, I got information from them that they need livelihood programs. So basically, I have to plan out things for them to have their livelihood programs suited for these mothers.
Like, okay, when you say livelihood programs.
For example, livelihood
what do you do?
programs.
Like
For
vocational,
example,
you teach them?
sewing.
Okay.
Example, manicure, pedicure. These are the
Okay.
livelihood programs intended for the mothers.
Okay, so from 1 to 3, for example, in your
Yes,
pilot
yes,
project,
yes, yes.
1 to 3 are the kids.
Okay.
And they learn basic subjects and things like
Correct.
that. 3 to
Correct.
5, you're the parents. And
Okay.
then
They learn cooking. They learn.
But how do you
something
do?
like
Okay, simple question. How do you teach cooking outside? I mean,
Okay.
don't you need a kitchen
Of
for
course, I'm not, of course, the master of everything. You know, I'm not the master of everything. So what I did is, I got volunteers from among the parents themselves. That's what I am doing. I am
Okay.
strategizing something that out of from the things that I cannot
Yes,
give.
yes.
Something from the parents within the parameters of those who are learning the formation. I got volunteers from them.
that? So it's a collaborative effort.
Yes,
really.
correct.
So
That's
it's
unique.
It's them helping each other out.
Yes, correct.
So if you have these cooking sessions, you hold them where exactly? Not outside as well.
Yeah, basically when I remember this picture when
Okay,
I have
show it up.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
this one,
Flash
this
it, I mean,
picture. Okay, these
hold
are
it
actually
steady.
pioneer kids. Yes, this is
Steady,
pioneer
steady.
kids. And then I remember near this is my boarding house.
Okay.
So what I did is, okay, outside of that boarding house, we just have some sessions. We
Yeah.
just have for the mothers.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you were teaching some of the parents Spanish. Why Spanish? What possible benefit
Okay.
Why Spanish?
Yeah. I remember before that was 2012
Yeah.
when the government, I think, no. It's before that. Before that, there is the idea or the concept that the Spanish will be again being bring to the schools or
Yeah.
to the Philippine setting. I don't know if it was materialized or not, but that's my idea. Because during that time, one of my colleagues is a Spanish professor. I told them, oh, what will you teach? He said, oh, sir, is that all right if I can give Spanish lessons to them? So, of course, enjoyment for the mothers, you know, giving them another extra knowledge.
For sure.
Yeah,
And you know,
yes.
me, I personally am a firm believer in never stop learning.
Yes,
And
correct.
you know, even if it's a skill or something that you don't think you need practically, but just the mere fact that you are learning something
Yes.
is something that will really open your mind. No, it will
Correct.
broaden your horizons, make you view the world in a different way.
Yes.
No, I mean,
yes.
that's the beauty of learning. That's why for me, young, old, rich, poor, master's degree or doctorate, or
Yes.
never stop learning. Even you. I mean, you're a
Thank
doctor
you.
now,
Thank you.
a management, right? And I'm sure that desire to learn is in you.
Yes.
Even if you have multiple degrees already.
Okay. Yeah, I aside from that, even, by the way, I'll be taking my third year for the College of Law. Even despite of my hectic schedule, I still have to manage this kind of activities,
How do you do it?
advocacies.
With all your activities and plus this and
I have to stop. I have to stop, and then I have to stop, look, and listen. And Sunday is my day for me. Yeah. From Monday to Saturday, I have to do all the works for school, for other for other income generating. But for Sunday, that's my own time for these kids.
Now, at present, this thing, okay, this project started in Cebu.
Yes.
Right? And as you
Eventually
said,
here in
it's
Manila.
running in Cebu. And as you saw from the photos, it's also running in Manila.
Manila,
How are
yes.
you able to maintain operations of both? How are you able to operate both systems at the same time?
Okay.
What systems have you put in place?
Basically, the formation I gave to the children becomes their cornerstone, becomes also their motivation, also to generate that, that heart, that heart breaking compassion also to some street children.
Yes.
So that's also one way of giving them back the things that that they valued from me. So right now, they'll be the one to enhance, will be the one to tutor, they'll be the one to give these formation classes to the newbies. To the
When are your classes being held, or your tutorial
here
sessions?
in Manila every second and fourth Sunday of the month.
Okay, and
Yes,
in Cebu?
in El Guerrero Street, Ermita, Manila.
Okay.
And in Cebu, so I'm checking out every now and then their formation. Even the kids are giving me feedback. Sir, I wanted you to be back here in Cebu because we have, but of course I still have time for them. Even they have their Facebook. They still have to give me, feedback about what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you choose the kids who are going to attend your classes? How do you?
No.
I mean, can anyone come and
Yes.
join your class?
Open to all. Open to all.
So you just walk in.
Yes, walk in.
Okay.
I don't discriminate anyone.
Okay.
For example, we started already the 5th session and you're just new in this session. We don't discriminate. Just be there because I know that despite of those, hindrances, there are things that you should learn. There are things you should, you're capable of learning as well.
How about, is it a problem like holding, these in a public place out in the open? I mean, there's no conflict with, let's say, sometimes, or like any prohibition from you doing things like this?
Yes. What I'm doing is this. I have to select probably a person to be the how do you call that? The point person of the group. So that point person will be the one to echo the idea to the nearby communities. And they will be the one to, is that all right with you? If Dr. J will be the one to help us here. If they will agree, yes, we'll go. But if in case they will, okay, sorry, we will not welcome you, it's just all right with
So it's
me.
really community-based.
It's community-based, plus the fact that we have, collaborative effort of the parents and of the community as well, and these little kids.
Yes.
Yes.
And in terms of teachers, how do you get your teachers?
Okay, in terms of teachers, because I have also some colleagues, so what I did is, even my students, I told them, if you are free during Sunday, because of course you cannot force them to say, okay, please, I will give you 1.5 or 1.0 if you will just join. No, I don't say that. So I told them, just encourage them. If you are willing to join with us every Sunday or every other Sunday, join with us. And feel comfortably with the kids, with the street kids.
Hold that thought, Dr. J, because we have pause for break. Guys, more of Education Under the Tree when Philippines Uncut returns.